ever since we kind of met, we've always been talking about our passion for movies, and I've seen it expressed through your Instagram and the come up, like how far you've gone. And I just wanted to know, because I'm always curious about fellow creatives, what made you draw into acting? Like, what made you go that direction?
I think there's a series of things, and you know, for me, one of the main reasons was I was always super interested in what was behind, uh, what was happening behind these films that we watched, these TV shows,
Right.
things that were on TV. I wanted to know how it worked. I was so fascinated in, just finding out, how people are so creative. And, the thing that's funny is as you become an actor and as you learn a lot of things, you learn that there are so many people um, that it takes to create films and TV and anything in terms of, filmmaking. And I was always super passionate about watching TV shows and films and how it made me feel. And I identified with a lot of actors and how they made me feel and the
Right.
stories that they told. It triggered something for me. And it triggered, maybe it was something deep down where it triggered a certain emotion where I was like, wow, I can really feel that from watching this.
Right.
And I think I became addicted to that. I wanted to find out how can I do that? And, there's a lot of aligning moments that sort of brought us to this place. And, it's from inspirations and, just taking a leap of faith and wanting to do something that I was passionate about.
That's
Yeah.
great, man. You mentioned there are certain actors that really pulled you into the art form and inspired you. And I'm always, for me, I always used to tell you about Tarantino or Scorsese, right?
Yes.
And if you listen to my podcast, guys, get used to it. I always bring them up because they're huge inspirations. What particular actors got you interested in this sort of game?
It's funny you ask that because it changes every day. But
Right.
primarily the actors that really drive it for me are like Will Smith, Denzel's, the
Of course.
Leos of the
Yeah.
world.
Of course.
And as I got into acting,
Mhm.
there's other actors that I started to develop, and understanding their craft, like Mahershala Ali or Daniel Kaluuya. There's such a long list of those people, and I enjoy their craft and sort of all the aspects and sort of the individuality of each actor and what they bring.
Mhm.
Each actor sort of brings their own thing to the screen. You know,
Yes.
we think about we think about Denzel. Denzel's like the big Hollywood blockbuster guy. He's been doing this for so many decades. He's like box office man. Same thing with Will Smith,
Of
right?
course.
And being sort of um, trendsetting in terms of coming into Hollywood as he converts from being a rapper and then into a TV and then going into a TV show, right? And
Mhm.
then going into films and then sort of developing from there. And then we have somebody like Leo, who is, I consider him almost like the character actor, where he's able to just sort of dive into all these different roles and, you know, just be a chameleon, and
Yeah.
moving forward to people like Mahershala Ali and Daniel Kaluuya, the story, how they got into to acting and how they got their big moment. Those things are what really inspire me. They drive me to want to learn more and to understand the art of acting and filmmaking, every day. And it's kind of just like each little small thing from each person. I just pull from it. I just pull from it each time.
Right. Right. It's
So,
not like one
yeah.
central figure. It's you take inspiration from anything, and I admire a lot of things you're saying because it's kind of like how I look at filmmaking. I guess from a writer director perspective, is there's so many things you can learn from, and when they produce movies, you see it from a different perspective. You know, regarding what you said about Denzel or Leonardo DiCaprio, depending on the film you're watching, that performance, the way they express that emotion, and they dive into the character. Like you said, the best performances are when you don't even refer them by their actor's name. You're just like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's the character, right? I come to mind like Heath Ledger in The Joker,
Exactly.
Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight, right? And Django Unchained. I was a big fan of Tarantino. Again, Django Unchained is the film that kind of brought me into his universe. And I remember seeing DiCaprio's performance as Calvin
Hmm.
Candy, and he, played this racist person that you wanted him to die. However,
Yeah.
that performance was so enthralling. Like, it was just like he sold you on that character. And I was kind of skeptical because up until that point, he played only the hero, the leading guy.
Exactly.
Everyone liked him, likable, right? And the only controversial role that comes to mind is really the Departed. Up until
Hmm.
that point was Scorsese, right? Because he was kind of like here and there, but at the end of the day, he was a hero. Um, so yeah, Denzel, another one, right? Training Day. Yeah, great performance there. Do you have like a favorite film or like a role from any of these actors you mentioned? Will Smith is another one. Like,
You
the
know,
fact that he can, I just want to mention the fact that he can go from comedy to drama. Like, a lot of people might say overrated. A lot of people might say, full of himself. Like, people have all these things to say about anyone
mhm.
really. But again, the fact that he can switch like that, like I remember when the pandemic started, I was watching I Am Legend,
Yeah.
right? Appropriately so, right? I was just like, this guy's selling it. Like, there's a pandemic that went crazy, and this guy's just trying to figure it out.